Hey folks, Papa Boris here, playing some more Krumit's Tale. Let's do a run with Rose. Rose, in my opinion, is the most complicated character and also the most powerful character. This was a character that when she came out during early access or shortly after release, I can't remember which. I'd been playing the game for a long time, I was pretty well versed in it, and then I started playing with her and it was just completely overwhelming and confusing. It was like playing a completely new game all of a sudden. But once you get the hang of Rose, she can be very, very strong. So let's take a look and see if we can make some magic happen. All right, so Rose's starting stamp, Chosen, makes it so that when she removes or transforms a curse, enemies in the same row as that curse take 2 piercing damage. The thing is, there's a very good chance that we're gonna go through this entire playthrough and literally never use this curse. Or sorry, never use this stamp. The thing you need to do with Rose instead is switch to her other stamp, because yes, she has another stamp. There's a way to switch forms, and when she switches forms, she gets a new stamp, and that stamp is very powerful. In her deck, there are 2 abilities that switch her form. We did not get lucky. We do not have either one of them in the opening hand. That's fine. Let's go ahead and grab this flash heal just to heal up. Let's sell this poop thing because it's trash. Basically, I'm just completely waiting for that thing to show up, which kind of sucks that it isn't. Finally, there it is. Okay, so we switch. And now we have this stamp. Queen, your first attack each battle applies corruption. And what corruption does is it makes it so that when the enemy dies, you heal 1 point for each point of corruption that the enemy had. Since this applies 3 corruption, you heal for 3. And in the enemy's place, there is a curse. So it's really strong because you're basically healing for 3 at the end of each fight for the low price of a curse. Worst case, you can eat the curse for 2 health, so you're still netting 1 health. And best case, you don't care about the curse, in which case you just leave the curse there and you've gained 3 health. And gotta give a shout out to my friend Dan for figuring out, because he beat the game on New Game +9 before I did, that yes, you can pretty much just lean on this and ignore the other stamp for the most part, or entirely, and that's a good enough strategy to win the game with. Alright, so we gotta kill this town guard, because the town guard prevents you from using weapons, and I am just gonna brute force it. Even though it takes 4 hits to kill this town guard, that's fine. We're gonna heal for 3 after killing her. And what curse do we get? Okay, so this is actually a pretty bad one. Poison whenever a tile spawns, it's not the best. But I do have this healing potion, so I can use it when needed. And also the next tile coming in heals me when added to the board, so that'll cancel the poison. So let's go ahead and buy a hammer. And now we can hammer down these peasants. Whackity-doo. Whack. And at this point, you can actually do a trick. You can run away, take a damage, come back, and that's because the stamp applies 3 curse on your first attack of a battle, so it'll be a new battle, so you actually end up healing more from the extra 3 points of healing that you get reapplying another 3 stacks of curse than you do from the 1 damage that you take running away. However, right now 3 healing that I already have will heal me up to full, so I don't need to do that trick, but it's just something to be aware of. All right, this stamp makes it so that your base attack is decreased by 1 against an adjacent enemy. So that's great because there is no adjacent enemy. Good example of a curse that does not matter. And so we'll do this. And now I'll show you the trick. So I'm gonna whack her. And at this point, if I killed this villager, I would go to 7 health. However, if I run away, taking this 2 damage, and then come back and kill it, curse gets reapplied and I heal for 6 health, going up to full. Okay, can't use abilities? No problem, don't need abilities. The thing is that because I'm at full health, I can just do what I did the previous time infinitely. And that is what makes Rose so insanely strong, is that unlike basically every other character, she can actually just nakedly kill enemies with this curse stamp taking no net damage. You may remember that, like, playing Bruno, or if you're in the future and you've watched other playthroughs in the series before watching Rose, you know, it takes some effort. It takes some work to be able to kill enemies without having some kind of equipment or gear. You need to get a stamp, or you need to get a good item or something to be able to fight enemies effectively, especially at the highest difficulty. Nope, not Rose. Here we are in the first dungeon, just making it happen. Oh, things cost 1 more. What a shame. So now, the best part is that these curses, because none of them actually mattered, they're all worth 5 gems when the level ends. So one of the penalties for playing on New Game Plus is that it's very, very difficult to make a bunch of gems in the first level, but not as Rose. So here we are with Rose, just casually finishing the first level with 12 tiles on the field. I mean, that's about as good as you can do playing the game on New Game 0, because, you know, you often have to go through that much of the deck just to get the enemies to come out. So yeah, very, very, very strong character. Now, we have a bit of a crappy tile selection here. So this is an ability that lets you remove an enemy from the dungeon, but crucially, it does not count as slaying them. So while this is a way to get rid of anything, it costs 3 gold and you don't get any gold back. It's a tough sell. I'm just gonna get another healing potion. You know, it's always good to have healing. Perks, we got some really good stuff. So the Adventurer stamp is really good. Love this one, starting off with all that equipment. However, I'm actually gonna grab Chill. This thing is just nuts. So after your opponent acts, basically does their first attack, they get frozen if their action had an attack in it. And that's incredibly strong because it means that their second attack doesn't do any damage. And since Rose is a pretty good naked fighter, this makes her even more effective. Okay, so we got skeletons and we got cultists in the second level. Let's keep that in mind as we take a look at our options here. So we've got some pretty good stuff here. There's one tile in particular that I'm going to try to fish for. It's not currently here, but I'll mention it if I see it. Right now, it's a bit tough. I do love wishing lamps. The main thing is that obviously with our starting deck being garbage, there's nothing I really want to recharge, so this kind of doesn't do anything at the moment. I think what I'm going to do is grab this lockbox, because that might give me good random items, and I'm going to save my gems. Let's pitch one of these poop things. I mean, you actually can use it. It corrupts an enemy, which is, you know, it's not terrible. But I just don't need that. All right, let's get on in there and see what happens. So basically, I've gotten almost no. Okay, that's not true. I got the chill stamp, so I've definitely gotten some improvement in my abilities. But I didn't really get any good items either from my stash or from the item pick after the level or from the shop. But it's not a huge deal, so same strategy. We're just waiting to get one of those items that lets us transform. And by the way, you might realize after every battle, you get 2 new items, usually. One from the pickup and then one from the shop. So as the game goes along, it gets more and more difficult to get one of these 2 tiles that transform you. Also because as the game goes on, more and more enemies appear in each level. So there's more and more of the deck that is not these 2 things that let you switch into queen mode. So you do need to try to keep an eye out for things that transform you, even if they aren't that great. Getting, you know, 1 or 2, or you kind of have to draw a fine balance how many you want to pick up over the course of the run. Getting 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 things that allow you to transform is very useful. I just wasn't offered any of those options last time, and it felt a bit early in the game to spend gems re-rolling. Then again, maybe I actually just should have re-rolled the shop because I had so many gems. Anyways, we'll pick this up. This is just a great supporting tile. The fact that it picks up for free, heals you for 4, which is useful because in New Game 9, 4 is exactly how much health you're missing. It's just really fantastic. I will pick up this health potion. I will sell the poop. I don't care that I'm wasting the health. Geez, this is tough. I will buy a hammer, I suppose. I'll pick up a health vial. Oh my god, this is, well, you know, anything can happen. I am just not getting that stamp. So, could I brute force one of these? Yeah, because I have the chill stamp, I think I actually can. I'll take the 4 damage. Now the enemy's frozen, so doing no damage, but still taking 2 damage. And then I kill it. I don't heal, which sucks, but this gets it off the board. so that I finally, there we go. Okay, so the question is, do I buy this lockbox? If I buy the lockbox, I don't actually have. Oh, this is an instant. Never mind. So let's just demonstrate this. I'll buy the lockbox, and I can still get this because it is instant. It doesn't take up inventory space. So what I'm gonna do is just what I did the previous time, I suppose. I will do the Holy Hammer. This causes 1 life steal, so it heals me by 1, letting me survive with exactly 1 health. And then I'll kill this thing before it kills me. I didn't need the damage from the hammer, I just needed the healing. And the nice thing about this, it also heals you when you get it, which oftentimes I don't even care about. But, you know, it's just as an extra bonus, as if it wasn't already good enough. Let's actually pop this lockbox, see what I get. So we got the screwdriver, we've got this thing when you acquire this, and when you deplete it, repent. So what repent means, oh, it doesn't say, is, I believe that's actually gonna cause me to switch forms, which I don't wanna do. Okay, perfect. So this is just a beefcake weapon, so we'll see. I might have been able to repent and not actually change. I just didn't really want to risk it. So let's fight a skeleton, see how this goes. So we whack it. It's cursed. It gets frozen, so next attack does no damage. It's gonna do 2 damage to me again. Okay. And now, instead of killing it, I run away, taking 1 damage. And then I come back and I apply Curse. So as long as the attack that you're running away from does less than 3 damage, it's worth it. You get more total life heal by doing it this way. We've got this. When you restore health, reduce the amount. Okay, this you actually have to eat because this includes the health that you restore from your stamp. So that kind of sucks, but gotta do it. Let me actually just knock out one of these cultists. So because of the chill stamp, I actually don't need to use a weapon. I kill it taking 1 attack regardless of whether I use a weapon or not, unless of course the weapon lets me 1 shot. Okay, no abilities is fine, wasn't planning on using any. And let's just do it again. Let's get these off the board because they cause me to take 4 damage up front. And then see where we're at. So I'm at 5, everything more expensive by 1, perfect, using this potion instead of the other one because I don't want to spend it. So even the 1 health that I'm saving from the chill stamp is perfectly fine here, but the chill stamp, as you have seen, was just murder on those cultists. And yes, we can now kill all the skeletons and be completely fine about it. Okay, that is great. That's the one that makes it so that adjacent enemies, when you fight them, you have 1 less attack, which is obviously devastatingly bad. I mean, I don't want to fight things with 1 attack instead of 2. That's a huge difference. However, it's okay because there's no adjacent enemy next to that tile. Actually, a trick that I should have mentioned is that if you kill an enemy with the last tick of a weapon, the weapon doesn't actually get used up if it's the final enemy of the dungeon. So watch this. This hammer will still be here to give me 5 bonus gems. See, it's still there, like it doesn't get used up. So that's something I could have done. I could have cleaned up those skeletons a little bit quicker. Okay, we got a bit of a weird one here. You add a curse to your deck, but you heal for 4. Honestly, my main problem with this isn't the curse, it's the fact that it costs 2 gold. What I like about healing potions is that they are free to pick up, and this doesn't have that. Now, this is a very tricky item. It transforms an ability in the deck into a curse. So you gotta be careful using this because it can not just add curses to your deck, which may or may not be an issue, but it transforms abilities into curses. So if you have no abilities left in your deck, this is actually just a 4 attack, 1 gold weapon that can be used 3 times. But you gotta make sure you don't burn your good abilities with that one. Anyway, the other thing was trash, so I'm gonna get it. Here we have a bit of a weird one. I'm not in a position to do this at the moment, because I can't really have my base attack be 1. We've got 1 armed, which we know is good, and then pure. So what this does is it makes it so that when you mutate into chosen, anything that's on the curse turns, or any curse on the board turns into a blessing. Chosen is your starting stamp. So if you mutate into queen, and then you mutate back into chosen, all the curses that you might have created as queen turn into blessings. However, I just don't care. Like, this is just not worth dicking around with because I want to be in queen mode all the time. So we'll just take one arm to make everything cheaper. Well, not everything. Make my items cheaper, not my abilities. Okay, unfortunately, this is, again, not what I need. This mutates me into Chosen. No, I want to mutate into Queen, so I would like to have things that mutate me into Queen. This is interesting. So this is a one-use thing that gives you regeneration and 8 block. And regeneration, remember, it heals you for 2 each time a tile appears on the board, and it turns off if you get to full health. Because I'm healing a lot, regenerate from my queen mode, this is a little bit not as useful as you might think. This is interesting. So it is a way to mutate queen. It gives you a wrought iron torch in your inventory, which is a weapon that when you deplete it turns you into the queen, and it costs 5 gold. So it is a way to mutate queen, but it's not a really great way because I have to pay 5 gold up front and use up a weapon that appears. Actually, here's the wrought iron torch. So this is actually better. The problem is, if I actually use this to turn into queen, it means I have to buy it while in chosen mode, and then you do 3 attacks with it. With my base attack being 2 plus 4 is 6, I'm not killing anything. So I'm taking damage in chosen mode with this. It's not great. The main issue is that it still is okay as a 4 attack, 3 use weapon that costs 3 gold. But I might as well get this. It's the same exact thing, but it actually gives me gold when I use it, as opposed to this, which does nothing. So I'm going to get this. I don't want another monkey paw. And I'm actually going to regenerate. I really would like to get one particular ability that's in her pool that is incredibly strong. And I also want to find ways to mutate into queen mode that are not these weird elaborate things. All right, there it is. We got there. This thing is the most broken round in the entire game. So what, oh, that's what repent is. Okay, so in that previous moment, I was like, oh, when you get this repent, and I didn't take it, I should have just taken it. Repent is not switching modes. Repent is the keyword for turning a curse into a blessing. So this is infinite. You can use it as many times as you want. And in order to use it, you have to have a curse on the board, which this turns into a blessing. So I don't even care about it turning curses into blessings, though that is nice. What I care about is the fact that after every battle, I get a curse, and then I can use that curse to make it into 3 block, which makes the feedback loop of just endlessly killing things and regenerating even more effective. I'm good on healing potions. I don't think I need those. This is heal for 8 and turn a curse into a blessing, but you can't use it unless you have no gold, so that's weird. I'm gonna do a bit of a tech move here. Let's get rid of this health vial and turn it into a health potion. So I basically just upgraded my health vial from a 2-use to a 3-use, and let's get rid of the other poop. And that's good for now. So now we'll just go into Sir Bramble's arena. This is a pretty good boss. I'm a big fan. So what Sir Bramble's Arena does is it makes it so that when you kill an enemy, you get an extra gold. On the other hand, discarding things no longer gives health, but I do not need that whatsoever playing as Rose. We have a fantastic start here. We've got a treasure chest. Boop. And then we have our Renounce. And it also heals us. I mean, it's just so powerful. I cannot get over it, no matter how many times I see it and do it. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is just buy this lockbox because why not? And what do we got? We got abilities cheaper. When you slay a corrupted enemy, restore 1 durability, and it gives block, and then 4 piercing damage to target enemy and adjacent enemies. It's interesting because this would actually take out a lot of stuff, but I think actually I can get away with this because I am just so powerful. So what we're gonna do is pick up a healing potion because there's not much of a reason not to. Main thing I'm concerned about is these barbarians. They start with a block, so they have a lot of hit points, and they do this big whopping attack. So I will need to come up with some kind of a plan to kill them. Like, this is the first enemy where I can't just, you know, brute force it. I will probably need this weapon to be able to take them out. And of course, I also need to find some way of dealing with Bramble. But Bramble only deals 3 attacks, so it's perfect because my overpowered curse block machine lets me just completely take care of Bramble, and I can, you know, poke it to death with these hammers. However, I maybe will need the Monkey's Paw, which does 4 attack, or this thing which does 4 attack to finish off the boss. and the barbarians. I could actually get into hot water here if I didn't have those weapons for the extra damage, because I do need some extra damage. Anyway, we're in queen mode, so what I'm gonna do here is whack. So the enemy is chilled. And we have a little bit of a tricky situation here. If I walk off at this point, the next attack is gonna be a blitz attack. So there's no reason to do it. I'm just gonna whack it, kill it now, heal, and restore durability to this. Now we've got the Curse of Weakness, which is a problem. So one thing I could do is I could just grin and bear it. The main issue is that attacking this thing 5 times means I take 4 attacks, which means it comes back around to the beginning. I think it's a time where we just eat this curse. Sometimes you just gotta eat the curses. So we're gonna go down to 2. Not a big deal. Yeah, it's awkward because I'm not actually using my my Dark Crown here at all. Because the chill stamp makes the Dark Crown irrelevant. Oh god, this again? Unbelievable. You know what? Let's try it. Well, okay, so basically, if I end up taking more than 2 damage, I should just eat this thing instead, right? But actually, I would like to keep it on the board so that when I get the Vigilance, yeah, I can turn it into block. Yeah, okay, so I will just kind of ignore this thing for the time being. I could pick up this potion, make it drop down. I don't know if I want to take up the inventory space doing that. So we'll just fight a peasant. We take a damage. Oh man, the chill stamp being mega awkward here. I can't parry now. And this attack is unblockable, hilariously. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is this. Oh yeah, this works beautifully. I will run away, keeping the block item up, so I don't take damage. And then I come back, I kill it, heal up to full, and restore the durability on that. Perfect, okay. Oh my god, why every time the Curse of Weakness? Is there no other curse in this game? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm not gonna... So annoying. Okay, I will pick up this health potion, and we'll just do it again, Sam, with this peasant. If I have to waste one of those healing potions to have room in my inventory for multiple things, that's fine. Basically, I'm about to fill up my inventory because I will get that thing that turns curses into armor, and then I won't be able to pick up any weapons. So it's just gonna be a problem. One thing you do have to be careful of course, is the fact that with enemies turning into curses, if you're not eating the curses one way or another, then no new tiles are coming onto the board. So you're not, you know, getting anything new. So at some point we have to do something or other. I'm gonna sell this because I don't actually ever want to turn back into my starting thing. It's dangerous to get rid of these, but I have 2 full potions. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of them. Again, I want to keep these curses on so that I can turn them into block. Oh well, I can't use the ability. Okay, so we'll get rid of this curse because I wasn't gonna be able to use my overpowered tile with the ability blocking curse on the board. I can't use this right now because that might turn my overpowered tile into a curse. God darn it, this is so annoying that I got these things over and over and that I am not seeing my tile that I need. Okay, so we're gonna whack this thing. We're gonna do our little healing trick. So I take 1 damage twice. I run with my recharging armor item active so I don't die. And then I heal up to full because I heal for 6. 3 plus the other 3 I'm about to apply. Whoop. Okay, so this reduces healing. The 2 curses I got for the New Game Plus, by the way, suck. This one and that one are both incredibly frustrating. I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't want everything to be more expensive to buy. And now we finally have this. So what am I gonna get rid of is the question, because I can't keep it. Okay, this heals me for 4, minus 2 is 2, which is all I need. I'm just gonna do this and use it. Again, I try not to get into analysis paralysis about the gem maximization. So the question is, all right, I can't do that. Both of them are next to one of these. All right, fine, we'll eat the curse. And I'll sell this because I definitely never ever want to mutate away. Okay, so the boss. Weirdly, I think it's the boss that I want to try to attack first. Although I really would like to have a weapon while doing it. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of one of these hammers, buy this weapon, and replace my armor. And I'm gonna actually go after the boss right here. So we're gonna use this to eat one of the curses. And I'm just gonna punch it. So we whack. We whack. And then we eat another curse. And whack. I made a mistake, actually. I should be parrying this one so that this guy doesn't get the block. That's a bit of an error. All right, we've eaten all the curses. Oh, I said what I needed to do, but I just ended up doing it again. Oops. Okay, I'm going to actually run now, because running is a way to counter the block. And I need 4 more hits to kill it. Okay, I can't use this because there's no curses left. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this monkey paw for some extra oomph. Wacko. And then the chill stamp is helpful here for countering that attack. And I heal to full after he dies. Perfect. Okay, this is fine because there's no more tiles being added to the board. So we're gonna go here. And I guess the way I'm gonna swing it, I'm getting 3, by the way, because I'm next to a tile, a blessing that increases my attack against adjacent enemies by 1, which is actually quite convenient. So I can do this. He armors up. I'll eat the curse and run to counter the block, because when he runs, the block goes, or when I run, it restarts the combat and the block goes away. Then I finish it off. And then I just need to make it so that I use this weapon to kill it off. In fact, I can just run. I never needed these potions. I probably could have had a lot more gems. Since I never used the healing, I never used my life as a resource. But that's fine. I'm not bothered about it. Still got 45 gems, perfectly fine. Hey, so there's the tile. Of course, it's in the unpickable section, so that's fine. I already got one. Getting 2 is fine. You never need to, but of course it doubles your odds of getting it sooner. So actually, given that there is a bunch of junk here, I would have taken this very enthusiastically. It's a shame that I didn't. I will just get some trash, and let's see what we get for perks. So some good stuff here. Actually, what am I talking about? There's no good stuff here. This is the best thing here, and it's unpickable. Shuffling blessings is like whatever, because you can't sell them for gold. You can pitch them for healing, and healing is exactly what I don't need. I'm gonna get Giant Slayer, because sometimes, you know, bosses are awkward, and doing extra 2 damage on your attacks against the boss is fine. This is whatever. I already have a bunch of healing potions. I'm not super concerned about it. Okay. We have a bit of a weird one here. So this is like a combo with blessings thing. I'm not gonna worry about it. This is an interesting weapon. It's more powerful if you have more curses on the field. I already have 2 high-hitting weapons, so I'm not gonna worry about that very much. I think I'll get this chest and re-roll. It's crazy how strong Rose is that you can just re-roll with her this early in the game. Okay. Bit awkward. We got regeneration. We've got the sleepy, which is a good, you know, panic thing. This, unfortunately, can only be used if you're chosen. So it doesn't work because I'm in queen mode 100% of the time. Ugh, it's so awkward. I don't want to keep... You know, I'm just going to re-roll. I want more ways to turn into queen and something that's just not terrible. So we're just going to re-roll again. Okay, we have some interesting stuff here. So I could get this, which unfortunately only works when depleted, but maybe I just got to go for it. And then this is an interesting one. So you get stronger, but you add 3 curses to the deck. I think I'm going to go for it. 4 gold is a lot, but I do have a golden chest in my deck, so it's not impossible for me to get it. And the curses being added to my deck are fine, because I might just be able to eat them with vigilance. They might actually be helpful. So what am I going to get rid of? Well, I think the time has come to get rid of this thing that I just got, because it's just absolute garbage. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe. I'll see you again soon to continue this run. Take care.